Hey everybody, Randy Girsch with the St. Louis Blues. I just wrapped up my first podcast episode with STL Bucket List.
What's up, St. Louis? It's your host, Luke Farrell of the STL Bucket List Show. The STL Bucket List Show is driven by Bommarito Automotive Group. Bommarito is Missouri's #1 car dealership with over 20 locations, so I guarantee that there's one in your neighborhood. Since the 1970s, Bommarito has sold over 1 million cars, and John and the entire team made us feel completely comfortable when we picked up our new vehicle recently for the family. So I can't thank the Bommarito team enough for driving this episode forward, and enjoy the show. For 50 years, Bankhead and Firth Orthodontics has been proudly serving the vibrant St. Louis community. As a family-owned and operated practice since day one, the commitment to excellence and personalized care runs deep. They believe in giving back to the wonderful people of St. Louis who have entrusted them with their smiles. Step into the 5 locations across St. Louis with modern offices equipped with the latest orthodontic technology. Their 3 amazing doctors are dedicated to providing top-notch, innovative treatments tailored just for you. Join us in celebrating 50 years with Bankhead and Firth Orthodontics, where your family becomes a part of theirs. Schedule your free consultation today and let them help you achieve the confident, gorgeous smile that you deserve. Because in St. Louis, your smile is your legacy.
Hey St. Louis, Birch Tree Recovery is the newest outpatient mental health and substance use recovery resource in St. Louis. Birch Tree is truly doing it differently. Our science-based humanistic approach, along with a talented team of clinical professionals, will ensure that your time with us is life-changing. Birch Tree's approach to treatment is rooted in research and data. We reject any judgment and shame that may exist and challenge you to live the life you deserve, free of labels and stigma. If you or someone you know is struggling with mental health, call us. We can help.
If you want to hear about St. Louis, tune in to the Bucket List Show weekly. Hear what Marissa and Luke say. It drops every Wednesday. Got a dope new guest every single week. Buckle up for the ride. Who's it gonna be? Who's on the show today? They rep St. Louis. What to do in the loo on a late night, or maybe what to do on a date night. Yeah, Bucket List has you covered. They know what's going on. What's going on? They'll give you, hey, 18 different things to do, or 19 if you need one more to choose. Yeah, this city is a place we call home. A place we call home, yeah.
What's up, St. Louis? It's your host, Luke Farrell of the STL Bucket List Show. We're back with episode 141 of highlighting the people, places, and events that make St. Louis special. We got a super special episode planned for you today. Our friends over at First Community Credit Union, who we've been working with all summer long, helped introduce us to Randy here with the Blues. So we're going to have a great episode, but before I get into it, I just want to show some love to the rest of our partners. Bommarito Automotive Group. My family is growing, so we had to go to Bommarito Automotive Group to get a new vehicle. Of course, our friends over at First Community. If you guys are watching on YouTube, you see this huge debit card with all of our team on it. So always love that. Birch Tree Recovery, mental health is so important to this show and our family. And we love to support our friends over at Birch Tree for anybody that's seeking help. And then, of course, Bankhead and Firth Orthodontics. So thank you guys for being a part of the show, and thank you for continuing to support. So without further ado, I want to introduce you to Randy Girsch. Thank you for making the time for coming in here today.
Thank you for having me today.
I'm going to read this. There's a lot of titles on here, so we're going to read this. We have Randy Girsch, the Vice President, Community Development and Event Management, and the Executive Director, the Blues for Kids Foundation. So the first person from the St. Louis Blues on our show today.
Well, I'm honored to be here, and special shout out to First Community and Laura for connecting us together.
Yeah, no, it's been amazing. So, Randy, before we get into it, I want to learn a little bit about kind of your childhood and growing up. But before we do that, explain to the listeners what your role is currently and what you do for the St. Louis Blues.
Yeah, my role is, and quite honestly, I know I'm a little biased, but I think I have one of the best positions in St. Louis, and I get to work with a team of passionate and smart individuals to really grow the game of hockey for the St. Louis Blues, as well as help the community through the Blues for Kids Foundation. We get to run some large-scale events. Anything that the team does in the community, it's really run through our team. And we have a great group of guys, and I've been with the team 16 years, and ever since I started here, we've had the best hockey players come through that really care about the community.
Yeah, St. Louis is unique, and I know we're biased, but we just have people that move here to play sports, and then they end up staying here, and then they can support your events, even post career. And I'm sure you guys get that too.
Yeah, we have the largest contingency of alumni in the U.S., and you really see why they stay. It's such a great city, and they love it here, and they're treated so well here. And I'm not from here either, and I thought I'd only be here for a couple of years, and here I am 16 years later, married a girl from St. Louis, and
Nice.
looks like we'll be staying here.
That's amazing. So let's actually talk about that. So you've been with the club for 16 years, but I want to go back. So where are you originally from? Was this always a dream job for you, or were you a hockey player? Give us a look at your previous life, growing up and your childhood, and kind of what led you here.
Yeah, so I grew up in South Florida. I was born in New York, lived there for a couple of years, and my parents moved down to South Florida, and they were really big hockey fans.
Mhm.
Grew up big New York Ranger fans, and shared the love of hockey with me. And growing up in South Florida, there's not really a hockey market down there,
Yeah.
and they really just found a way to get me into hockey and develop actually a hockey league. My dad developed a hockey league in Lauderhill, Florida, where we grew up, because there wasn't one, so we can play. And I think that's really where I found my love of hockey in the community, and finding ways to really get the game growing, and sticks in kids' hands, and actually what that means for kids, the life skills that you develop playing hockey. It's the ultimate team sport, and that's really what makes a difference for it.
Yeah, I like how you said sticks in hands. It's like such a simple statement, but it's a lot bigger than that, because some of the, like you said, South Florida, when you think of South Florida, you think of football, you think of all these sports, the outdoor sports, because it's perfect weather. Not perfect, but it's great weather all year round. You don't think about being in an ice rink, and stuff like that.
There was a lot of roller hockey growing up,
Yeah.
and then going on to Florida State, and there was no hockey at the school there. They actually had to, if they had a club team, it was practicing about an hour away. So
Mhm.
really providing accessibility to the sport is something that's important to me. And when I went to Florida State, I didn't really know that I can work in sports. I didn't really want. I really didn't know what I wanted to do
Mhm.
when I went to college. And then my brother had the opportunity to work for the Florida Panthers, and I was like, huh. You can work for a sports organization and continue following dreams. Obviously, there wasn't a lot of great hockey training down there, so my skills weren't very good.
Yeah.
But to be able to work in the sport that I love, and
Mhm.
share that with kids and families, and the great people of St. Louis, has really been a dream come true.
So 16 years ago, let's look back. So that was 2008. Is that when you
Correct.
landed in St. Louis? So tell us about how you found the job in St. Louis. You were with another organization before that?
Yeah, I actually did an internship with the Florida Panthers.
Mhm.
So it was unpaid internship, and I actually got pretty fortunate that the person I worked for, they actually knew the executives that worked for the St. Louis Blues. So
Mhm.
it turned out the executive team down there worked with a lot of executives here in St. Louis back in their time in Tampa Bay Lightning. And when they
Mhm.
split up, they recommended me up here, and
Yeah.
had the opportunity to either stay down there or come up here. And I wanted to take a chance and learn something new, experience a different part of the country, and life. And, like I said earlier, I thought I'd be here for just a few years as a stepping stone. And,
Mhm.
the way the community backs the Blues, and what sports mean to the people of St. Louis is really what kept me here, and loving it 16 years later.
Yeah, that's amazing. So what did that I know what the Stanley Cup moment felt like for people that grew up here. I'm from this area. Most people in St. Louis did grow up in St. Louis, as you
Mhm.
might notice. Probably a lot of people that work there. So what did that moment feel like as an employee of the team?
It it was surreal. I mean, it was just incredible. Just the stories throughout the year of,
Yeah.
you know, Gloria, last place to first place, the way that team came together, the way the city really backed the St. Louis Blues during that, and that playoff run. Just it was unbelievable. And I was fortunate enough to actually be in Boston for Game 7, the night we won, and just to see all those years of going to the playoffs, and hearing the stories from alumni, from all the fans that traveled there, and to hear them talk about what that meant to them and what it would mean to them, and to see their expressions and their pure joy after, was really amazing. And then obviously right back after, it was the year I got promoted to vice president of community as well as large scale events.
Mhm.
It was pretty busy time for us. So
Yeah.
it was right into planning the parade, and
Mhm.
really celebrating with the city, which
Yeah, that
was
parade was wild
it
too.
was such an unbelievable time.
Yeah, I remember it. We watched the game in St. Louis down by Busch Stadium, and then Busch Stadium, you guys actually had the game on in
Yes,
Busch Stadium. Yeah,
yes,
I
that was
remember that.
actually great partnership with the Cardinals. Obviously, Blues and Cardinals have come together for quite a bit. We had the Winter Classic in 2017, and it's really blossomed from there in their support. And our fans really backed it. We had a full Enterprise Center full of 20,000 people watching the game there, and then another 20,000 people watching the game at Busch Stadium. And
Yeah.
really just bringing a lot of energy to downtown St. Louis and all just around the Blues, and it was awesome.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's like the dream, working for the team that wins the cup,
Yeah.
You wearing the ring?
I am not wearing the ring. I should have.
That would have been fun. That would have been cool. So let's talk about some of the programming because it seems like that's where your passion lies a
Yes.
lot is the programs, the sticks in hands. I almost want to name the episodes "Sticks in Hands," even though I know people might not
It's a
get
good one.
that. But tell us about some of the programming that you've done and created over the years, and some of those success stories that you're proud of.
Yeah, so Blues for Kids is the charitable arm of the St. Louis Blues, and we focus on quite a few. Well, we have 4 areas of giving that we focus on. It's youth hockey, we have cancer care and awareness, we have health and wellness,
Mhm.
and we have education. And we do that through grant giving. We do a lot of fundraising throughout the year, and then through programs. And a lot of our programs are on the youth hockey and education side. And
Mhm.
uh, you know, our investment in youth hockey really started around 2011 when the local ownership group took over, and then our now president, Chris Zimmerman of President of Business Operations, took over. And you know, they all grew up playing hockey, and they understand the life skills that is given to the kids, the teamwork, the dedication. Hockey's not a sport that's easy to learn. You have to practice to skate. You have to practice to handle the puck with the stick, and it's not running. So
Mhm.
it takes a lot of dedication and perseverance getting up and after you fall and learning that. So these life skills and giving them to the kids and the opportunity to play is really coming to focus with the ownership group as basically a responsibility that we have as a civic entity in giving back and being responsible to the community and making sure that we provide these
Mhm.
opportunities. And we really did that through programming. That started back in 2017 with just a Little Blues program, which is our Learn to Play, which we started with just about 200 kids a year going through this program, just learning how to play.
Mhm.
And then right around 2019, we really partnered with First Community, who's really helped us expand the game and allowed us to grow into different programs and different
Mhm.
opportunities to share this game. And that partnership's been really amazing. We had some conversations about getting a partner on the program, and it was really important for us to find the right partner on that program, a
Exactly.
partner that really cares about the community and can really help tell the story and provide new opportunities for the kids that care about growing the community and
Mhm.
and opportunities for kids with us. And through their leadership, they've really found a way. And
Mhm.
that Little Blues program, it's a 6-week program right now that we do, and it's kids ages 5 to 9. They get to come in and learn how to play hockey, and for a small fee of $250, kids get a full set of hockey equipment. So I talk everything from skates, helmet, elbow pads, gloves,
Mhm.
jersey, stick. And they get 6 weeks of on ice training.
Wow.
And we have alumni that go out and help teach. We have a great group of coaches. And then after they get to have a graduation ceremony at Enterprise Center, which we're
Yeah.
actually hosting one this week, which is really
Wow.
exciting. We're going to have 300 kids walk across the ice and graduate from
Mhm.
Little Blues and move into their next step of youth hockey.
That's amazing. First of all, congratulations on all your success with the program. But I think that the one thing that stuck out to me is, the $250, the accessibility that you're giving to hockey. Because I knew when I was growing up, everybody played soccer,
Mhm.
and we came from a middle class, lower, income family where hockey was the most expensive sport to get
Mhm.
into. And I think that that's one of those things, that barrier to entry. So
Yep.
partnering up, finding good partners in the community to help you guys put on this program because not many other independent leagues could do that, because you have to buy all the equipment. You're at Dick's Sporting Goods, you're spending thousands of dollars, you're doing all that. So that was an interesting fact that I didn't know about. I'm excited to kind of tell more people about that. And what about age group wise? So is Little Blues, tell us a little bit more about some of the requirements. I know we have a lot of listeners that have kiddos that could definitely be involved in it.
Yeah, so the requirements are really very simple. It's 5 to 9, and really have no on ice skating, hockey previous background.
Mhm.
So it's really your first entry into the sport. So
Yeah.
we do recommend that you have a little bit of skating history, whether doing a learn to skate or going around and doing some of the free skates at,
Mhm.
Centene Community Ice Center or some of the other
Yeah.
ice skating rinks.
Mhm.
But it is your first entry point into trying the sport of hockey.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of fun. And
Mhm.
quite honestly, a big thing, what we do in this program is making sure that the parents are comfortable as well with this. So we help tie the skates. We help, show them how to put on the equipment for the first time because the
Mhm.
parents need to feel comfortable in the situation too. And,
Mhm.
coming into this program, we allocate coaches and some of our experts to make sure that they are comfortable and feel knowledgeable about what's going on with their kid and
Yeah.
how to help them get ready for the ice as well.
That's I love how you said they had that a little bit of ice, not always,
Yes.
but a little bit because we know how hard ice skating is.
Yeah,
I
I've
just
been doing
went
it for 30 years probably, and I'm still
Yeah.
not very good at it.
Yeah,
So
it's crazy. I'm on your guys' website now looking at your coach's corner, your mission and goal and different things like that. But I think that, even for you guys as an organization, like it all starts with the youth, that's the main goal of a lot of almost any private any type of business and all is like how can we attract, youth and getting people involved in this type of program and then being able to walk. So they go to Enterprise Center. So tell us about that moment. So is that in the halftime of a game or
no, so the
yeah.
graduation, no, it's just during an open day at Enterprise Center, and
Okay.
the building's completely dedicated to them.
Wow. So they can have a
So
lot of people with them for that
yeah,
graduation.
we
Yeah,
have
that's a good moment.
grandparents, parents, brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles,
Mhm.
cousins coming out, and they get to hear from our alumni, Jamal Mayers, who's a big part of the program, and
Mhm.
Alex Cavallini, who represented the U.S. women's national team and
Yeah.
Olympic gold medalist.
Mhm.
She handles our girls program, and they do a commencement speech, and then the kids walk. They receive their certificate and
Wow.
first community goodie bag.
That's amazing. So cool. And all 6-week program, $250.
Yeah,
Simple.
yeah.
Go to the website. So, guys, if you guys want to visit that, look at that. That's stlouisbluesyouthhockey.com. Is that the correct site?
That is correct. Or
Okay.
they can get there from the stlouisblues.com as well.
Okay. Okay. Perfect. So you got the dedicated site in there.
Yeah.
So besides what you guys are doing with that, is there anything this year that you guys are looking forward to? Any events you can fill us in on?
Yeah, we have multiple youth hockey programs.
Yeah.
We also have our Street Blues ball hockey program, and as I said earlier, getting sticks in hands. So
Mhm.
our goal on the youth hockey side is to get sticks in hands through a program that has a blue note and a First Community Red Star
Mhm.
logo on their chest. So,
Yeah.
that street hockey program, we're reaching 100,000 kids per year through that. So we provide free full set of street hockey gear and a street hockey curriculum guide for physical education classes in elementary and middle school.
Mhm.
That's actually one of the sticks behind you. So they get a bunch of sticks, they get nets, they get goalie equipment, and our blue street team
Yeah.
goes in. They're in about 1 to 2 schools a week, and they're teaching the sport of hockey to kids. And then hopefully from there they're interested in trying hockey and
Mhm.
joining Little Blues.
Mhm.
And on that website that you talked about, there's also opportunity for them to try hockey at home. And
Yeah.
if it wasn't for the partnership with First Community and the NHL, we wouldn't be able to provide all this equipment to them
Yeah.
at no cost to really be able to allow kids to experience something new, try hockey, and something that they might not have tried if it wasn't in school. And uh, actually, this year we are working on sending some of the sticks home so the kids can continue practicing at home and
Yeah.
learning some of the drills that Jamal Mayers and Alex Cavallini shot that'll be online for them to practice at home with.
That's amazing. I think that like you said, you have the best job in St. Louis, and I think I have the best job in St. Louis too. And I think being able to be passionate about what you're doing
Yeah.
and being happy every day going to work is definitely something to be grateful
Yeah.
for. But I want to talk about what St. Louis means to you because with you being a transplant to this city, how has the city wrapped their arms around you? You said you met your wife here.
Yeah.
I don't know if you have a family or not, but starting your life in St. Louis, being from South Florida, so what tell us what makes St. Louis so special to you?
The thing that really sticks out about St. Louis to me, and probably a lot of this comes from running our foundation, this is such a philanthropic, giving city. everybody wants to help their neighbor. Everybody wants to provide new opportunities to the kids. And, we have a team of people that just get to think of ways that we can give back to the community, whether on the ice through playing hockey or in education. And,
Mm-hmm.
there are people, there are companies that line up to, really help what we're doing and believe what we're doing. And
Mm-hmm.
to see that people want to give back and help others in a real way, an authentic way,
Mm-hmm.
it is just an amazing thing to see. And you don't see that across all cities. And, coming from two big cities and experience that, it's not always the same. And I mean it when I say, like, you can go to any neighborhood in St. Louis and just find people that want to help and want to be a part of what you're doing, and they care so much about the sports teams here, and
Yeah.
the fandom is unbelievable, and the
Mm-hmm.
passion and for their city is unparalleled, and it
Yeah.
really is just amazing.
Yeah, it goes beyond the ice. Like you said, it's just like any event that you guys host, your fans not only go and support and buy season tickets, do all these other things at the game, but they go and support your community events as well. Same with the alumni. So I think that that's great. So mental health, like I mentioned, was so important to us and the show. We just see it with all these different things going on. So like I said, we partnered with Birch Tree Recovery, and we do a segment called the Mental Health Minute. I want to ask you, from your experience, like, how does these programs help with the mental health of children? Because I know that all the things we went through the last few years with being inside, the screens, getting them out, like what are some of the things that you see, or any data that you might have on it too?
Yeah, these programs, they just playing at a team sport, they just provide that camaraderie. You
Hmm.
go to a hockey rink and you go watch a little Blues practice, and I mean, we're at Centene Community Ice Center, which to me is one of the best facilities in the country, and it has 4 rinks. And you go around there, and it's a bunch of kids running around with their friends, and you don't really see them on their screens or playing games or watching any videos while they're
Hmm.
there. They're out running around and,
Hmm.
you know, building relationships with friends, their teammates, and others, and really developing those skills that they need to get out and have friends, and
Yeah.
the social skills needed. And
Hmm.
it really just provides those life skills, and it's amazing to see. And mental health is something that's important to us too. In fact, we just, through Blues for Kids, we just provided a captain's grant of $50,000 to Chad's Coalition for Mental Health, to really help them pilot a program
Hmm.
that gets into schools, and
Hmm.
helps peer-to-peer interaction, provides uh, direction and opportunities to develop the peers that can help intervene on mental health situations.
Yeah, that's incredible. I agree with you. I mean, I think that, my experience, I'm in my late 20s, but even 20 years ago, when I'm in the same position as some of these kids, we didn't have all these different distractions that, and, when you were growing up and different things like that. So I think encouraging people, and especially the talent gap, sometimes if you don't start hockey when you're really young, it's hard to get into it. It's not like
Uh,
basketball or football. You used to be able to just strap up pads and go play
yeah,
football, and it didn't matter how much
yeah,
experience. If you were strong or fast, you'd be fine. So hockey was one of those sports similar to baseball that, if you weren't, the kids that were playing when they were 5, or just the talent levels, it's just such a big difference in talent level.
it it really is. And starting early is important, which is why we try to get out there early and have these programs for kids
Hmm.
ages 5 to 9. But that street program is for kids later on, and we've
Hmm.
had some partnerships with Winterland that help teach kids at an older age group. But you know, the one thing about hockey as well, the sport that does go towards the mental health, is knowing that there are so many people that care.
Hmm.
Youth hockey, we wouldn't be anywhere without our volunteers. Volunteers across the league,
Yeah.
volunteers across all of the youth hockey organizations that come out and volunteer coaching, volunteer to come out and help recruit the kids and parents on what the next steps are, and then also in the governing body of Missouri Hockey. And at the end of the year, we have the Blue Note Cup, which is the end of the year tournament, which Laura with First Community actually presents a trophy every year, and it's
Nice.
such a amazing time. But that partnership started where we called it the Blue Note Cup, and all the kids get a perpetual trophy, like the Stanley Cup, for winning the championship. And that started back in 2017 where we had 19 trophies and now we have 38.
Mm-hmm.
But it's really run by a group of 40 volunteers led by Bill Baker, who does an amazing job,
Mm-hmm.
that just give their time and make sure that they know that the people around them care about them and are helping provide direction and a safe place to play, a safe place to go after school.
Yeah.
And, just feeling like they are cared about and have proper direction is important.
Yeah, that's great. I'm gonna share all these resources, but they got dates and times. So when this episode comes out, we can share some relevant dates and different things like that going. I mean, everybody's so excited about hockey. I think that you get that ebb and flow when kids see hockey on TV again, and they get more interested in things, and
Yes.
then they see,
Yeah.
you know how kids' attention spans are sometimes. So
Absolutely. And, we've really seen the fruits of this program
Yeah.
since it started, over the last 10-year period. And we just talked about it. Hockey's grown more than 56% since 2013-14. We had just under 5,000 kids playing, and now it's 7,300 kids playing in the 50-mile radius from Enterprise Center. So
wow.
it really is growing quite a bit. And actually on the girls' side, more than 200%.
Yeah.
We've put a big investment, into the girls' side of the program,
Mhm.
thanks to our partnership with First Community as well as the NHL. And, we have these programs similar to Little Blues that are just dedicated for girls only.
Yeah.
And, with the girls program, it's actually, it ranges from ages 5 to 18. And there's actually a lot of socialization
Mhm.
parts of the program that go along with it. So that's really been successful for us. And, watching the love of the game grow, not just for the boys and the girls has been awesome. We've hosted a lot of large scale events. We've had, professional women come at showcases over the
Mhm.
past few years. We've had Canada versus US and
Yeah.
look forward to continue being able to host some of these national events.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. I'm looking at the girls development program right now as well. So being able to get fitted, 3 weeks before your first ice session and all these different things, like it's this whole experience that
Yeah.
you're getting. It's not just going out and coaching, training, and now you guys are going to be doing more video stuff. But I just kind of want to read some more about the Little Blues program. So the program, like you said, full set of equipment. I mean, you're talking Little Blues jersey, skates, shoulder pads, gloves, elbow pads, helmet, shin guards, hockey pants, socks, equipment bag, a hockey stick. You're getting the whole thing.
You got it
And
all.
you bring that home with you. Yeah.
Yes. And it sounds like a lot. It is a lot. And,
Yeah.
and that's why we help the parents learn how to put it on
Exactly.
as well.
That's amazing. So, just to wrap up here, I want to talk about maybe some of your long term goals. So, you've been with the club for 16 years. What are some of the things that are on your long term bucket list
Yeah.
to check off at your position or in your career?
Yeah. Well, obviously, we'd love to win another championship and plan another
Yeah.
Stanley Cup parade. That
Yeah, we
was
would.
probably one of the coolest moments. But as far as the community and, on the Blues for Kids side, we actually give out $1.5 million a year to local nonprofits, whether through grants or fundraising efforts throughout the year. Last year, Hockey Fights Cancer, between the Blues and what we did in Hockey Fights Cancer in partnership with the alumni, we gave almost $600,000 to the V Foundation for cancer research that's going to happen right here in our backyard at Siteman Cancer Center. So continue being able to grow and give out more funds. But we are also looking to continue growing our partnerships with these community organizations and find ways to, really utilize the grants that we are giving it in a bigger way. We just partnered with Best Buddies to bring the Jobs program here. Jobs program provides opportunities and matches people with intellectual and developmental disabilities into a job that will help provide independence for them. And they wouldn't have been able to do that without the grant from Blues for Kids, which quite honestly is funded through all of our fans and the work that the players do.
Yeah.
And the local companies that support Blues for Kids were able to do this and provide some of the bigger grants. I talked about the Chad's Coalition for Mental Health grant that we gave. Friends of Kids with Cancer is a big partner of ours, where we actually fund their art therapy program at all the local children's hospitals that allow kids that are going through cancer treatment to help express themselves through art therapy. So continuing to find ways to make a difference with the money that we are raising, thanks to the generous support of our fans, our players, and our sponsors and donors is really the goal, and to leave St. Louis in a better place. Providing opportunities in schools with education. We partnered with the St. Louis Public School District last year to renovate a tech lab at a school in downtown St. Louis that really provided new technology and opportunities for these kids to go into their classroom and work on the computer and learn how to use STEM programs in that classroom. Before, they had outdated computers where it took 20 minutes to just load the computer, and now they have all this new access and
Yeah.
technology to be able to do these programs. So continuing to find ways to make a real difference in the community.
Yeah, I think what's great about this whole episode is although we talk about hockey, a lot of the stuff is way beyond that. And that's what I've noticed from you is it keeps going back. Yes, we want to win the Stanley Cup, of course.
Yeah, of course.
That's great. We all want to win, but really it goes, about the impact that lasts, a lifetime, beyond that, and stuff like that. So Randy, I appreciate you for coming on. How can people maybe that can't specifically support the program, is there any other ways, whether it's sharing, is there social media accounts that they can follow or anything like that, how they can stay up to date with what you guys are building?
Yeah, obviously they can go on our website, stlouisblues.com. There's a community tab with a list of a lot of our programs. We have a Blues youth hockey social media on Instagram and Twitter that they can follow. And then our Blues 50/50 is an easy way to support at home. You can donate to charity, which is Blues for Kids and Blues Alumni, and have a chance to win half the pot that night, and that is blues5050.com.
I've supported you guys.
Well, thank you. We very much appreciate it. Did you win?
No, but I feel better though that
There's
I
still
didn't win.
chance.
Yeah, no,
Every
I
day.
feel good. I now I feel good. It's like when you lose, but it goes to something great. So Randy, I appreciate you for coming on. Thank you for your time. And if you guys are watching on YouTube, I've been holding this First Community St. Louis Blues hockey stick for a minute now. So I think it's a lefty stick, but
It is a lefty stick.
But yeah, man, go ahead. Sorry.
We teach the kids keep the sticks down below your head. So
Oh, I know. I'm
you'll
getting a
have
penalty. See you guys. See you
Well
next
done.
week. St. Louis, thank you for listening to such a great episode with Randy from the St. Louis Blues. But I do have a special guest today, Laura Allfelt, the Senior Vice President of Communications and Public Relations at First Community Credit Union. Laura, thank you so much for coming on today.
Thanks for having me.
I know. If you guys haven't known, we've been working with you guys for a while. We've sent Colin, we've sent all these people from your team, but you've never been to the studio yet. So first time in studio, how does it feel to see what goes on behind the scenes?
It's pretty cool. I was looking forward to it, a little nervous, but yeah, now that I'm here, I think I got it.
So I want to talk a little bit about one of the coolest things when we first met was this partnership you guys were building with the St. Louis Blues. So I wanted to talk a little bit about how that partnership happened from your guys' side.
Sure. Well, we've enjoyed advertising with the Blues like many St. Louis businesses, but when the Blues reached out to us about this opportunity, we were very interested, knowing that they had the program that was St. Louis Blues Youth Hockey. We were kind of all ears, but when we learned about it in detail, and our CEO Glenn Barks, one of his grandkids had already gone through the program, so he knew more about it than I did. But when it came down to that, people could enroll their kids in the program and they got all this equipment for this one set price, plus the 6 weeks on ice and the graduation ceremony. I mean, right now, looking back, that's the thing that resonated most with us, is that the program that they were looking to break down barriers to entry to hockey. And one thing First Community is all about is helping families find good values. So that was immediately interesting to us, that we could help support this program that was putting so many kids into hockey.
Yeah, it goes beyond just, having a logo on the side of a stadium. You're actually involved in these programs as well. So what have you guys done to complement the partnership? I mean, I know that you're involved. Apparently you're handing out trophies, according to Randy, so I'm going to have to come see this. So
Yeah, that has been a fun event that I didn't know I was going to get to do, but I've enjoyed that every spring. But part of the program that we immediately activated was a Blues Youth Savings account. We've had kids accounts for a while. They have some cool perks with them. There's no charges for that. There's no monthly fees. Those accounts earn dividends, and we give $1 for every semester A on a kid's report card. So we've had that program in place for a while, but we immediately launched our blues version of it. And what that brings to the table is that fee that you heard Randy talk about.
Mhm.
If you have a child that has an account with us, we will refund 50% of that program fee back to their account upon completion of the program.
Wow.
So that makes that program that is already really a great value
Mhm.
even more so.
Yeah, I did not know that. That's incredible. So, you set up the account and you get it for 125 then,
Right.
So, and you get
Yes.
that done. And then also the savings benefits and stuff so that when they graduate, their grandparents and aunts and uncles can then contribute to that savings account for graduation.
Yes,
So,
and then they've got the account going forward and they
yeah.
can use all the benefits of it extended beyond that.
Yeah, you guys are so cool. You guys do so much good work. All these things I keep figuring out. Obviously, we've been working together, and I feel like I should know all these things. But you guys keep dropping new things all the time, and different things that I just don't see when you guys, are so embedded in the community. And I think that that's the banking partner difference with First Community. So why? This is kind of a great question, but why does the partnership work so well? Is it the synergy with the kids? Is it obviously being a St. Louis based or a Missouri based business and all the things that you guys do?
I think it works because we just have a lot in common with the blues.
Hmm.
We've both been in St. Louis for a long time and have a great story there. First Community has been in St. Louis for 90 years. It's our
Hmm.
anniversary coming up this month.
Hmm.
Our 700 employees work here. Our leadership team lives here.
Hmm.
All our decisions are made locally, and our members are the same in some ways as hockey fans. They are regular people
Hmm.
that they work hard, they play hard, and they want a good value for their money. And that's really what we're all about as a
Hmm.
credit union and as First Community is trying to help families get the most value for their money.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's great. I love the fact that you guys are local, and sometimes people see how many locations you have, and they don't realize that your leadership team's all here. And I've been over to your guys' HQ, so that's always great, and that's why we chose, with our business to bank with you guys as well, because we want to be able to go talk to people. So when I call Michael, he answers the phone and stuff like that. So, anything else fun that you can talk about that you're doing this season, or anything that's coming up?
Yeah, we've got a few things that are new and that we're tying into the blues season this year. We have our own First Community mascot, Louis Lone Star,
Yeah.
and Louis Lone Star got to be on the ice recently with Louis, the blues mascot.
Hmm.
So Louis graciously invited our guy down,
Yeah.
and he got to high five the kids going in for the intermission game. So that was a lot of fun. And I see you
Yeah.
looking at the guy I brought here.
Yeah.
This is our Louis Lone Star bobblehead,
Yeah.
and as you can see, he's wearing a hockey
Hmm.
jersey.
Hmm.
So we are all in on the hockey, and Louis is our bobblehead guy,
Yeah.
and we're going to be distributing him at some of our upcoming events. So we're
Yeah.
pretty excited about that.
I just noticed that it's Lone Star. I was like, "Why is
Yeah,
he
that's right.
Loney?" I was like, "Why is it Lone Star?" And then I was like looking. I was like, "Oh, they're smart. See, you guys are good."
And I'm gonna leave this with you. This is for you.
I
You
know,
get
and
to
I'm gonna
keep
keep
that.
it here along with my debit card.
There you go.
This huge debit card filled with a bunch of money. So, but no, Laura, I appreciate you for coming on. Even beyond, the partnership that you guys have with the Blues, one of the most interesting parts is the 700 employees here in St. Louis, and I think that one of the reasons that we even met originally is you guys are always recruiting. So, I think that there's something special about adding more jobs to St. Louis, and you guys are right in the heart of the metro, right there in Chesterfield. And you got jobs all over, but I'm saying your guys' HQ. What has it been like? And actually, I didn't even ask you, how long have you been with the company? Tell us about some of your story a little bit.
Well, I've been with the company 33 years.
Wow.
So my first job out of college,
Yeah.
and I started there in our info center,
Yeah.
which we still have that group.
Hmm.
Um, it's just been a great place for me to be. I've had a lot of opportunity along the way, and
Hmm.
we've grown a lot, and it's just a solid team to work with, and I wouldn't have done it any other way.
That's amazing. That's incredible. First job, first job. Everybody's first job. Come on now. I wish it was that easy now. It's a little bit, hard. I know you got kiddos too and stuff like that. So, Laura, I appreciate the partnership and I appreciate you coming on and spending your time coming to the studio. I'm excited to, help amplify this message, especially with hockey season. The weather's starting to get cooler. The second that the weather gets a little cooler, there's a little ice on the grass. That's when we start getting the hockey sticks out. We start, putting the hoodies on, and everything like that, and getting down. I know our listeners, that age group of that 21 to 35, huge St. Louis Blues fans. and all of them are going to be down at some of the games this year. So can't wait to look out for some of those events. Congratulations on your guys' anniversary, and thank you for setting this all up today.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yeah, appreciate it, Laura.
Today they rep St. Louis, yeah. They rep St. Louis. They rep St. Louis.